Catania was our last stop on the Rick Steves tour of Sicily, so there wasn't a whole lot of time to spend here. We did get to visit the World War II Museum, which is right next to a movie film museum in a rehabbed industrial complex. You can't take pictures inside, but both of them are definitely worth the trip if you get a chance to go. There is a video showing the devastation of the city more by Allied bombers than German bombers, as the Allies were preparing for the invasion of Sicily. Inside the War Museum is a small facade of a neighborhood in the town, and it is set up just outside the entrance to a bomb shelter. You go inside and you sit down against the walls. You then can hear the bombers going overhead, hear the bombs drop, hear the explosions, feel the ground around you shake. And then when you exit the bunker, you see their neighborhood after it had been bombed. It's actually quite amazing and a bit scary. Catania was founded as a Greek colony around 730 BC, and it is the second largest city in Sicily. The Sicilian word Catane or Catani, I'm not sure, and I hope people forgive my pronunciation of things, means grater, flaying knife, skinning place, or a crude tool apt to pare. The Plaza del Duomo is the central area where the Catania Cathedral is located. The cathedral has been destroyed and rebuilt several times because of earthquakes and eruptions of Mount Etna. It was originally constructed in 1078 to 1093 on the ruins of an ancient Roman Achillean bath by the order of Roger I of Sicily, who had conquered the city from the Moors. I always try to support street musicians. There are a lot of shops and street places to eat and to do shopping. A lot of street musicians and vendors, and it's definitely the meeting place for the people of Catania. You can look down one of the roadways and see a nice shot of Mount Etna. And when she is showing off, there are probably very good views of the fireworks, something the natives are probably used to but would scare the tourists, I am sure. Catania itself was destroyed by a catastrophic earthquake in 1169 and then again in 1693, and by several volcanic eruptions from Mount Etna. The most violent was the one in 1669. The city itself was largely saved by the walls that diverted most of the lava into the port. You can actually see some of the lava as you go down to the waterfront areas. Afterwards, in 1693, the city itself was completely destroyed by a heavy earthquake and its aftershocks. Then, of course, during the Second World War, Catania was repeatedly bombed by the Allies. The Basilica de Collegiata, again pronunciation, is a church finished in 1768 in the Sicilian Baroque style. I have no idea what that means. Right in the center of towns are Roman ruins. The Fontana di Prosperina is a fountain that represents the rape of Prosperina by the god Pluto, or Hades, At one time, it was closer to the center of city activity, but as the city developed, it became further and further away from the traffic, and it's now considered a historical artistic waste. Definitely not my words, but we liked it. We also got to meet one of my Sicilian cousins, Eric, who took us on a madcap drive around the city in the short time that we had. It was like watching an Italian movie car chase scene from the inside. This is along the waterfront area, and it would have been really nice to have been able to spend more time here. This is the Aki Castello. The town of Aki Castello developed around the castle, which was built in 1076 by the Normans upon the foundation of a 7th century Byzantine fortification. In 1169, Aki Castello started to expand after an eruption of Mount Etna made the towns in its vicinity uninhabitable. The castle later became the property of the bishops of Catania. Had to say goodbye way too soon, not just to Catania, but to Sicily.